Hey, look what I got. A gold Miller Lite.
Oh, do you win a trip to the factory?
No.
Oh,
Thank you for downloading our recent episode. For more episodes like this, go to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com for more episodes. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Guys Podcast. This is Jordan, and we are talking about The Woman in the Yard. This is one of those movies that are allegedly on the blacklist that are so good but was never made. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
what does that mean exactly?
They used to mean something like 10 years ago, but it means anything now. It means nothing now.
Okay, I understand maybe from after watching it, the material that could be sensitive. Is that what you mean, blacklisted?
No. Google it. There's this thing that's been ever since I was in college, like 20 years now, where there's this thing called the blacklist in Hollywood, where the scripts are good. Like everybody in Hollywood wants to do the movie, but they just can't find the funding, or they just can't do the movie. So they put them on this blacklist where there's movies that are on here that everybody loves, but they can't make it for
Oh,
some reason.
this has been a topic of conversation lately, just because a lot of these movies, post pandemic, I guess, or even during, that got made that go straight to streaming that we can understand normally wouldn't get made. Right? There's been
Yeah.
a sharp increase of just movies with horrible writing, right? Predictable plot lines, characters with zero or little arc or no development, very predictable movies. We reviewed many that just kind of seemed to be the same type of movie. And originally these movies would not have gotten made, but now that there are so many different streaming companies competing with each other and more people are stepping away from the theaters, watching it at home, there's a fight for content. And so now the movies that would not get made are now being made.
Right. And now we get this movie, The Woman in the Yard, a movie that I get confused with Sinners.
Have you seen? I've not seen Sinners yet.
No, I haven't seen Sinners at all, but like I saw the trailers around the same time, and I'm just like, oh, and I got confused.
Do you get them confused because
I thought it was
you want
a
me to say
Jordan
that?
Peele movie, and I was excited.
okay.
I mean, I was like, oh, and then I was like, no, it's not that, and but no, I was excited to see this just because I thought the idea was kind of neat. The ending is boring, like like just boring nonsense. It's a stupid ending to a movie that had a lot of good suspense.
Yeah, it apparently was made for 12 million and almost did double that worldwide. But it had a very short appearance in the theaters and it kind of went right to streaming after that too. This director has quite the catalog.
Yeah, he does. I have not had a chance to pull him up yet, but please go ahead for me.
Right. Well, you know him probably from the Enrique Iglesias music video. That's your favorite. I know that. But after that,
Hero,
Esperanza.
Balamos, Balamos,
Let the rhythm take.
we'll take you over. No, not that one.
After that, it was
Ah.
it was House of Wax.
Oh, he did House of Wax, which is not actually bad.
Yep. Yeah. Well, a lot of the actors in it with Chad Michael Murray, Sarah's favorite Jared Padalecki. Padalecki.
And Paris Hilton.
And Paris Hilton, and the star that failed pretty quick, Elisha Cuthbert.
No, I know. I'm being dead serious. Like, go back and watch House of Wax. I liked it back when it came out. I didn't think it was great, right? Like, it was like, oh, I'm not blown away by it, right?
Yeah.
But I would say it's one of those horror remakes that happened in the early 2000s that wasn't the bad one.
Okay, I get you. In a part of, well, when you compare it with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or My Bloody Valentine, or I think there's a few other ones I'm trying to
Nightmare
remember.
on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, The Omen. I mean, you name it.
So other movies that he's done. He's done Orphan, if you remember that one.
I do like that. That's a nice twist ending.
And then a lot of these movies that he has done, I'm not even kidding you, are Liam Neeson and The Rock. And I'm talking about a lot. And he's continuing with that as well too. He did The Unknown, Nonstop, The Commuter, Run All Night. Those are all Liam Neeson, and he's got sequels coming up with that as well. And then for The Rock, he did Jungle Cruise, Black Adam, and Jungle Cruise 2, which is coming up. He's going to be doing Cliffhanger.
Okay, so I'm going to be mean. And who am I to judge, right? Here I am with a buddy of mine drinking beer, reviewing a movie, so what do I know on how to make a movie, right? How dare I judge, right? This guy's a gun for hire. He makes crap movies from that list. And this was his movie to go, I am not a gun for hire. I'm an auteur. And I'm going to make a movie about a woman in the yard. I prove it to them. I know how to make arts.
You think so? Because
100%.
I feel more like it was the studio just saying, hey, we need to keep on pumping this out. This is Amazon? Is this an Amazon studio? Let me roll it up here. I feel like it was just a studio just being like, oh, okay, we'll keep on pumping it out. And this was one of those movies where it was a low budget, and he probably shot it over the course of like 3 months. It made a quick buck off of it. It's obviously a movie that does not require a lot of change in scenery. It's a very one location movie. A lot of it is just in the kitchen, in the yard, in the kitchen, in the yard, in the kitchen, in the yard, in the garage, in the yard. So,
Attic.
and in the attic as well too. Yeah, there's a 5 in the cast. Excuse me.
Right.
So there's not a whole lot going on here. With that being said, they're a very minimalistic project, a very minimal project here. I think the movie, as far as a production, looked really good.
The movie looked good. I won't dog it on that. This movie reminded me a lot of Mother.
Okay.
You know, small cast, single house, follows a woman in distress. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that movie did not do very well in the box office either. But, you know, seeing the trailers, the correct trailer, I was interested to see, oh, who is the woman in the yard? I am now interested, right? So this movie is modern day. We get a young family, right? Mom, dad, son and daughter, right? And mom and dad go out to dinner. Dad drives the car, gets in an accident. Dad dies. And now mom is recovering. This is probably, a few weeks, maybe a month after the accident?
Yeah, I'll give it some credit because you just kind of jumped in and ripped the Band-Aid
Right
off
into
there.
it.
Yeah, where it does this slow reveal. I appreciate it when a movie does that too, to not really just do this quick, this is what happened. It led us to follow that, okay, something traumatic happened. There's a woman lying in bed. She's looking at a video on her phone. She's staying in bed. She's kind of covering her face. She's staying in the dark, right? Son walks in and interrupts her viewing, and you can see that she's laying in bed. And the way that he's been saying it, kind of like a, hey, are we going to do this today? You've been in bed for a while, would imply that she's been in this bed a while. Maybe that she's stayed in there for an extended period of time. Kind of a sign of
Right.
depression, right? And then you get to see that she's in a cast, or she's in an air cast, that her leg is, she's on crutches. And then you see that the dad is not there. It's an empty chair. There's a quiet in the house. So you can assume that she's watching the video because he is passed. So I do appreciate that there is a way to tell the audience what is happening here without blatantly talking and saying this is what's going on, visually giving us a story.
I thought that dad left. You know, like I thought dad went for a pack of cigarettes and then come back. You know, that's what I thought.
Why would you? Okay. Ooh, that's
No, I'm dead serious.
I'm so tempted
Roll with- I know you
to.
are.
I'm so tempted. You're giving me a
you are.
low hanging fruit.
That's why I'm
fruit.
doing it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know you very well. No, that's what I thought. Because we get this woman lying in bed. She's in a dark room, right? She's watching this video on the phone of her snuggling with her husband, and he's talking about the ideas that he wants to do for the house and all the things, right? And she's just constantly looping this, and I was like, oh, did he leave for a pack of cigarettes? Did he leave for a gallon of milk? Didn't come back. Don't know, because we don't know at this point in time that she's injured.
How would you? Okay, well, it happens
don't
pretty
know.
pretty quick. You are making some early guesses here, then.
Well, I have no idea what I'm getting myself
Okay,
into.
okay,
bud.
okay, fair,
I press
fair.
play, and I see this woman, tears in her eyes, in bed, dark room, watching a video on repeat, clearly missing her husband.
Sure.
So, is he dead? Did he go for a pack of cigarettes and never come back?
Okay.
Did he die in a car accident? Is he a soldier that died in war? Why? What's going on?
I get you. This is the first
Right.
10 minutes, so
don't
sure,
know.
you're
I
you're
don't
fair of thinking all that and more.
Well, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
You don't know.
You don't know, but I watch a Star Wars movie. I know what I'm going to get. This is called A Woman in the Yard by a guy that we've seen many times who's directed a movie, but we don't know. He's not Scorsese here.
No,
anyway.
no.
Boy walks in, son walks in, he goes, Mom, get out of bed, like you said, right? And then this is where, we find out she gets out, right? And then she has the crutches. She has, what you said, the air cast? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yes. Obviously,
I
she's
never heard of that term, so that's amazing.
well.
Okay.
It's like a splint. She is wearing like a splint. I don't think it's like
Yeah.
a cast so much, but she's
That's
obviously, yeah.
Great name. I like it. 100%. And then, she has the crutches and she goes, give me strength. I mean, clearly implying that, give her strength to stand up or go throughout her day, right?
That's what I would take that at.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
100%, right? So then, the morning goes on, right? And then was it the son or was it the daughter? Because the woman in the yard happens really quickly. It was the son or the daughter. Somebody says, Mom, there's a woman in the yard.
Yeah.
Automatically, I start getting pissed. Okay, so I'm rolling with it. Okay, so bear with me for a second here. Turn on the movie, blah, blah, blah. Where's the husband, blah, 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 right? Go down the stairs, and then they do their morning routine. And then all of a sudden, Mom, there's a woman in the yard wearing nothing but black in the heat of the day, in the morning. It's sun everywhere, sitting in a chair, and they're freaking out, but they're not freaking out. You know what I mean?
Well,
I would be
yeah.
like, I'd be like, if it was me and Riley says, my daughter says, there's a woman in the yard, and I look and it's this woman all draped in black, I'll be, what the heck is going on? Call the cops. But she can't call the cops in this movie because they're out of power. But it's a modern movie, so where's her cell phone? Her cell phone is dead because she's constantly watching the video all the time. Why didn't she use her cell phone?
Because it was dead.
Was it?
Yeah, it showed us that there was no battery. And she couldn't charge it. I understand that, but at the same part, what I would have done, and again, this is what probably many people I would say, is I'd just go to the car then, and then turn on the electricity, and then just have it charge, and do it that way.
Or slowly walk to the car, put it in R, and back away from the woman in the yard.
There's obviously easy answers to that,
Of course,
but
you'll see it's easy.
But we find out later that it's not as easy as we would like to think. Also, I want to say that before the woman in the yard makes herself known, we do get more visual storytelling, right? The two children characters, Taylor and Annie, right? I think that we get a lot more of their situation from here. Taylor is really stepping up and doing a lot of the work himself. He's making breakfast. He's doing the dog stuff. He's telling his mom that, hey, the power is out. What are you going to do? And really taking charge of as the caretaker in here. And from that, we see that the mom is just disconnected, right? Is just not really attached to these lives at all right now. She's kind of absorbed in her own issues that are happening right now. She's being, dare I say, verbally abusive to her kid.
Verbally, I don't. She's not a very good woman.
Right. This is what we're getting, right? These tells here, and it's hard to watch sometimes because you're just like, what? Like, this kid's doing a lot. You guys obviously moved to the country. There's a lot of work to be done. He's out there feeding the chickens, getting eggs, making breakfast. It's not just like some simple tasks that we take for granted. It seems to be doing like a lot of work. He's playing the role, and it just seems like his mom is very ungrateful.
Ungrateful, sad. Again, because it's like, okay, husband clearly. So at this point, before the woman in the yard shows up, I'm like, okay, he didn't go out for a pack of cigarettes and leave. The dad's dead.
Yeah, we see that
know,
apply with the
obviously.
empty chair. Yes.
Right. I mean, okay, so it's obvious dad's dead. So, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, her reaction to me at this point in time is not so severe, right? It's a woman, it's a mother that's depressed. Her husband died. How'd her husband die? You know, obviously it affected her. Obviously she loved him dearly.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, you know, I can understand, put myself in those shoes, right? You know, she's not going to give herself to her children right now. She's mourning, she's upset. I get it. Right? So at this point in time, I'm not mad at her.
Sure. We
Right,
get these
right.
glimpses of what the accident was too. By the way, too, right?
Yeah.
These
So now you know it's an accident.
Yeah, her space out moments of shattered glass and headlights.
And that's where you saw with the shattered glass and headlights come in. And the background outside this when the woman in the yard shows up.
Yep, just kind of just pops out, and this is after I think the outburst where Annie, the daughter, was doing her spelling, right? And she
Couldn't spell. Oh, she was doing backwards R.
backwards R's, yeah.
Anybody see The Shining? Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, right? Instead of red rum, what was it?
Well,
What?
it wasn't. It's implied later. We'll talk about it later because
Okay.
that backwards R
Well, she's
does have some symbol. I don't think it's supposed to be red rum completely. She's just spelling words like out of a
Yeah. I thought she was spelling corn backwards R.
purple. She's
You
spelling
didn't get my
purple.
corn joke. It's okay.
I get it, but she spells it
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a K,
it was terrible.
buddy. Yeah,
I was terrible.
work on that one. Workshop it. Come back. You can come
Yeah.
back here.
I need to come back.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
exactly. Something
terrible.
takes a part of me.
I understand why you. That's feel like a freak on a leash when I watch this show. Listen, bud.
Well, you got the life. I get it.
I know. Well, yeah. Anywho.
It's all in the family.
It is. Yeah. You know what? Speaking of all in the family, I thought some children of the corn were going to come out of there.
It's a nice house and it's a big field on a farm, right?
I was children grabs ice cubes. So I forgot about that one, didn't you? But
I did. You called it back, and that's now I'm here.
yeah. Now you're gonna go back and listen to it.
Well, you
Uh,
did. You know, we were talking about the corn, and then you switched over to the other
Yeah.
genre, and I'm lost here.
You're lost, so is the audience. So the woman in the yard shows up. I want to talk about this woman in the yard. She's wearing all black. She has this black garb, a headscarf, a blanket, all covering her head. Right, you can't see her.
Yes,
Right,
she's
And she ain't saying
lost,
nothing. Right, yeah.
just like me.
Mom walks out with her crutches, and she's like, something I would never do or you do. She'd be like, "Hey, you lost, you need help," and nothing's being said. And eventually, you hear like the growls, the groans. It's like, "Oh, what's this thing?" Yeah. And eventually, my words, not her words, but eventually, the woman in the yard's like, "Hey, today's the day, bud. Just so you know.
Yep,
By the end of the day, something's gonna happen."
yep.
That's not what she says, but for the most part,
Kind of gives her the warning that like you wanted me to be here. This is what you wanted.
And she's like, "No, I don't. I don't know who you are." And it's like, "Today's the day, bud." Which got me excited. Just a little tiny bit. You know why? Because I'm like, okay, so the woman in the yard's like, "Today's the day." I was like, "Oh, this is fun. The movie's going to take place in one day." That's kind of nice because movies nowadays, right? Time is endless. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So to have this movie to be in one day, a lot has to happen in this day.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm okay, so today's the day, something's going to happen. She walks in, and this is where this psychological thriller kind of comes in, right?
Yeah, I got
This
you.
is where, like, mom's crazy.
Basically, she starts freaking out and doesn't really know what to do. At the same part, we get to see that the woman in the yard can kind of play with shadows a bit, right? That's what's happening, is that she can, like the dog Charlie.
I like this. I like this because okay, so not knowing the ending of this movie, right? Just kind of going in it,
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I like this monster. You know what I mean? It's this woman in the yard. You don't know what she looks like, right? So you're thinking something grotesque underneath the outfit, right? Or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
It's a monster. And I just like, the shadow of the hands kind of reminds me of Nosferatu,
Yeah.
right? And then like later in the movie, like you would see the woman in the yard's shadowy hand go up and like hit like the wind chimes, with her shadow.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really neat. I really like that idea, right? That she has this power of shadow,
Yeah.
not the hedgehog, but the home. Right? It's neat. It's. I'm being honest. Like it's not a terrible idea.
No. It's not even in execution. It's as far as depicting the threat of what the woman in the yard is, because again, it's all this mystery. But while that's happening, there seems to be more tense situations going on in the house, right? More fighting between Taylor and the mom, and then Annie trying to get in the way here, picking sides a bit more. And I have to give this movie credit because the more I think about this movie, the more I remember details that maybe I didn't acknowledge at the first go.
Because honest, your first go was your hands were folded because after the introduction of Woman in the Yard, nothing really happens.
You're right, absolutely.
It's a very, very boring movie. One scene that caught my attention is that she was holding on to what's the girl's name? I'm sorry,
Annie.
Annie, and then all of a sudden she gets a knife stabbed her in the back. Right?
Yeah.
She's freaking out.
What was
right?
that all about? Yeah.
Right, but it was a pillow. Right? It's just, I mean, nothing happens. What's great about this movie is it's an hour and 28 minutes.
Yep.
So for an hour, nothing happens.
Really, it doesn't. You have like a small part where Ramona, the mother, goes outside in the garage, right, because she's trying to figure it out. And then the argument between her and Taylor, the son, because he wants to grab the gun. And he's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll take charge and do this. And you have that confrontation back and forth where Ramona's going outside. She finds that the dog is missing. She tries to go into the car. She can't get the car started, right? So she goes
shucks.
back inside. And then while that's happening, Taylor's trying to control Annie, keep her calm, gets the gun, right? And the mom finds out. He locks her in the room. He goes out to try to take charge. And, yeah,
Then
then
the woman in the yard talks to him.
Yeah.
By the way, she gets closer as the day goes on, right? She was far out in the yard, right?
Yeah.
And as the hours go on, she's getting closer and closer to the house, right?
Yep. And then
And this is, yeah.
eventually Taylor comes back inside because his mother was able to get out of the room and confronts her. Says, hey,
Right.
tell me the truth.
Because the woman in the yard told him the truth.
That's right.
Right? She was like, hey, talk to your ma because for the past hour nothing happened. So we got to make this exciting. Right? And he listens to her. Again, like, who would we be as reviewers if we didn't gripe about this whole woman in the yard business, right? This would not happen, right? I mean, like, knowing what we know what the ending is, which we'll get to it, I have so many questions now that both children have seen the woman in the yard.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about furniture throwing.
Well,
Like,
you-
I think that's going to be the majority of the podcast.
That's what I
And
was saying.
it's-
Let's hurry up and get to the movie because I feel
Yeah.
like half this movie or half of us is just saying the movie, then the other half is theory.
Right. So it's just like I don't get. He goes out like you said. One of the yard's like, hey, you think you know the truth about what happened in the accident? This is the truth. He has his gun. Mom's locked in, right? And then he makes his mom tell him the truth. And this is the way I took it. Mom is a painter in the city.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Married to this dude. Seems like a nice dude. I mean, like, it's very rare we get a nice dude anymore, right? I mean, usually we get, what's that, Chet or
Skip.
whatever from Night Bitch? Skip. We get old Skippers.
Good old Skip.
We get old Skip, right? This guy ain't Skip.
No.
This guy's an Eric. You know, this guy's a keeper.
Thanks,
You
buddy.
know?
He's
No problem.
a Jordan, right? Going the extra mile, right? Making sure
Extra
everyone's
mile.
happy.
You guys need me to wash the laundry? Anyway. So, anybody want pancakes? Yeah, so then we find out. Okay, so no, I'm gonna. All jokes aside, though, right? Like this dude is like, it seems like a legit dude, right? Because this is what the movie's giving us.
Absolutely.
She's a painter from the city. They go to this restaurant, and she's miserable, right? Mom's miserable, and paraphrasing here, but Mom's is like, dude, I don't want to live here. I don't want to do this work at the house, essentially, right? Like you're making me do stuff I don't want to do. I'm not happy. Pretty much is saying that she's leaving him. Like, I'm divorcing you. Doesn't care about the kids. Obviously doesn't care, right? And she's like, I'm going to take the keys and go home, right? This is the big twist, too, where the dad wasn't driving, but she was driving,
That's right.
right? So they get in the car. As soon as they pull away, it starts to rain. And I actually laugh out loud, right? Because they pull away, and I know it's an accident, and now I know that she's driving. So it's like, oh, it's raining. Oh, of course, good job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull away, and they're not talking, they're not fighting. It wasn't even a big fight.
No.
We have seen harder fights than this in a car, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And-
Like Smile too.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, she starts getting a little bit of a disagreement. She looks out her rearview mirror, and there's the woman in the yard, right? Kind of like the manifest of her.
Yep.
And then boom, she hits a truck or a semi or something. Dad's dead.
Yeah.
So that was twist one, right? Is that's dead. Find out, flash forward, one of the yard comes in, throws furniture everywhere, right? And then Mom's like, hey, the one in the yard doesn't like, sunlight. Let's close all the blinds. Or I don't know. No, I'm sorry. No, she doesn't like darkness, so she closed all the blinds, right? But that doesn't stop the woman in the yard. Goes up in the attic. Woman in the yard starts fighting her. Blah 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 blah. And then woman in the yard consumes her. I guess that's the way I'm going to say it, right? Or she sees the truth.
Yeah. There's a part where, yeah, they're running because the woman in the yard is chasing after them. They go into the attic. They think that the shadows are how they're getting them, and so they figure go in the attic, cover the sunlight,
dark.
and so there's no
Yeah.
more shadows, right? Anyway, woman in the yard eventually gets in there, and yeah, exactly, takes Ramona or like absorbs her, kind of shoos away Tay, and then woman in the yard takes Annie and walks her down into the upside down world. I don't know, the
Yes.
the Coraline world there where everything is backwards. Interesting scene there.
Interesting scene, and this is where you find out that the woman in the yard is not real, that it is a dark, manifest psyche of Mom with her depression.
Yeah, it's Mom's crazy.
I know that's what the movie told me.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if it was death. Like literally death.
I guess you could say that it was in a way, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, like I wish it was death. So like, hey, because when the yard says, you summoned me, she says in the beginning of the movie, give me strength, and she hoists up. Well, not give me strength to go on about my day, give me strength to commit suicide.
Yeah.
That's what that meant. And the woman in the yard is pressing her to commit suicide. Like hardcore. So, not make it to be Mom's crazy, brr, 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 make it be like, death, the Grim Reaper himself or herself
Yes.
is here. That's what I would have liked.
So a few things I want to talk about.
Mhm.
So after the attic, where the woman, she's just called woman, takes Annie in, chases or takes her to the mirror world. We'll call it that, right?
Sure.
And the mom, Ramona, is running after her, and eventually she goes into that mirror world. And when she walks in, she's confronted with the scene that she was watching on her phone with her husband in the bed.
Right.
And she is just taken to this place of peace. She's like, oh, this is what I wanted. I miss you. She gets in the bed, and he's saying the same sound bite as he was in the video, kind of a thing. But then she gets up and she looks around, and she notices that everything in the room is mirrored, right?
Backwards.
It's backwards. The time is backwards. The posters on the wall are backwards. Everything's backwards. Her name, Ramona, is backwards. Key part where the backwards are, right? And she realizes that she can't do this, and then she goes out. She gets the gun, that only has one bullet in it for a reason.
For a reason.
And she tells the kids, hey, you know where the neighbors are. Run to the neighbors. I'll take care of the woman in the yard. No, Mom, no. Yes, kids, go. Okay. And then they go off. She's now dealing with the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get this, I guess, emotional scene where the woman's just like, you want this. This is what you were asking for. Just like you said, give me strength. I am your strength to do this. And we get this tense scene where she's sitting in the chair, the same chair that the woman in the yard was sitting in.
Uh-oh.
And she sits there. Kurt Cobain's it, puts the gun kind of on her chin there a little bit. And nothing. We don't get any noise. Yeah, exactly. We don't get any noise or anything like that. We just get like these different kind of shots.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the next scene is her walking out of that garage.
Right.
And the kids come back, Mom, and it's a warm welcome. Everyone's happy.
dead.
Everyone's happy now. Yeah, no, about that, a few things. Because I wanted to talk about this open interpretation here, this open ending, where the kids come back. Mom, okay, hey kids, it's okay. She's never coming back, kind of a thing. And then they walk into the house. As they walk into the house, the power's back on. Hooray! Yeah. And then they walk into the house and they see, the new life that they have, and that she's painting again, right? But the movie closes with her new painting, an expressionist painting of herself or maybe the woman that's in the yard, but the signature is Ramona backwards.
Right. Like she's dead.
Yeah, one would assume that she did kill herself in the garage, and that this is the reverse world that she kind of was witnessing with her husband, right? That's one way of that's one way of interpreting it. The other way,
you think she did it? Yeah.
I don't know. This is a good conversation part, and this is really what I wanted to get to, is because I would like to think that no, she didn't, because it's that would mean like the message of the movie, because the woman tells her like, this is what you wanted. Ramona's like, no, I can't because of the kids. And the woman says, no, don't worry, they'll be fine. They'll be good without you. Once they are relieved from your pain, they will thrive. And she shows them pictures of them in
Great haunting scene.
Yeah.
I actually do like that scene, right? She has this lighter. She's showing the pictures of the kids as kids, and then growing up, and they're like graduating college, and married, and successful.
Happy and successful.
They're better off without you. Oh, as a parent.
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh,
right. So I would like to believe that the movie's not ending on this message to all the viewers that, hey, if you're dealing with these thoughts, just know that sometimes the people are going to be better off without you.
I think the movie's saying that because she was a bad person to begin with. There was no redemption for her. She did not have an arc, right? She says in the beginning of the movie, give me strength, meaning that she wants to die. She does not want her to. She's not thinking of her children.
So,
she's very selfish.
You're right. A few parts that I wanted to bring up, and why I would think the opposite, that she didn't, is because one, I understand that there's the symbolism with not having the gunshot, right? But the fact is, we did not hear the gunshot. The other part of it is that when she meets her children again, confronts them, and when she walks out, they ask about the woman. Is she coming back? And she says no. So I can take that as she's made her decision to not let those thoughts, that woman, come back into her life, that she's seen this darkness, that she's gone through the mirror world. She went through the issues, right? And she's got to face them and challenge them. And now she's thinking, no, I want to be a part of this. You're never going to see that crazy woman again. That crazy woman being me, my parts, and them living this new life. And then the end, the picture, the painting that she made, the backwards R and her signature is embracing two things. One, that we're all not perfect, that she's embracing the imperfections, maybe that are always going to be there, that something that her daughter is trying to overcome. She's trying to overcome drawing this R the correct way, but sometimes she just has trouble doing that. She's dealing with that. She's accepting that some things are just going to be there, and also maybe that acknowledging that there is a life on the other side. This is what makes her happy. This is her remembering kind of what it's for.
I disagree with you totally on that one. I totally 100% think she pulled the trigger simply because she's sitting.
Yeah.
To all the parents out there. No, I'll tell you why, right? Because the cut makes no sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Now, we're not in the hands of a good director, right? Like, this guy's not great.
Whoa. Have you not seen Jungle Cruise or Black Adam?
So, I'm not going to...
Because I haven't.
Guys. No, we haven't reviewed them. So...
I have seen Nonstop, though, and that was a fun ride.
I just don't take what this guy does, as art. But the scene that makes me believe that she pulled the trigger was she walks outside with the children. She's like, she doesn't say this, but she's like, go next door to the Johnsons. You know where the Johnsons are, right? They're like, yeah. Stay there at the Johnsons, and I'll come get you. And the kids run away, and then the kids walk away, and then they look back, and she says all these mean things to the kids to make the kids go away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes in the garage. She fights with herself, right? Woman in the yard. We don't hear a gunshot, but as soon as we don't hear a gunshot, we get a bird's eye view shot of her walking out of the barn, and the kids arrive. No cops, no Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, nothing.
You're right.
It's like, you would think that these kids, who the son is smart, would go to the Johnsons and be like, dude, there's this woman in the yard, bud. Like, we got to do something. And they just show back up. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and that's kind of the part where I would agree that maybe she did, because we don't get to see the scene the tragic scene, where they have to discover this, right? It's the happy ending.
It's a happy ending.
But it's also kind of this weird, I don't know, muddy water here, because I might have to go back and take a look. Was nothing else in the house backwards? Was it just the R and Ramona? Was nothing else in the house backwards?
I don't know, bud, because at the point where she tells the kids to go away, she has that struggle scene with the woman in the yard in the garage, and then the kids randomly show up. My hands were folded, meaning you could not convince me she did not pull the trigger. Because she was a bad person from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end. She didn't grow. She didn't have an arc. She wasn't likable. She was mean. She wanted to leave her husband from what we know of as selfish reasons. That's what the movie tells us.
Yeah.
Like we don't want her to pull through, right? Because she doesn't give us reasons to pull through. She's a bad mom. The kids don't really like her.
But then, like, why stay in the house then?
Because that's all that she has left. That's all she has.
She
has nothing else.
She did name the farm too, which was another big thing too, because it was an unnamed fixer-upper, and a lot of the dialogue that her and her husband were having was him saying, everything's perfect. We just need a name for the farm, because every farm's got to have a name.
It wasn't perfect to her. So her perfect was she named the farm and she got what she wanted. The woman in the yard is too powerful. The woman in the yard, could do whatever she wanted. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And we thought as the audience, oh, she doesn't like the dark, so we got to close everything. Woman in the yard just screwed that up quickly, right? And again, that scene that I'm saying for the third time that bothers me, man, is go next door, kids. And then when she defeats the woman in the yard and she doesn't pull the trigger, the kids just randomly show up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And also, too, what doesn't make sense is, why does the woman in the yard have the side of her face blown off like she shot herself with a gun in some scenes?
Yeah. As she gets closer and closer to the kids, you're right. As she gets closer and closer to the family and the kids, the more revealing she kind of, more her face is shown. the true identity. I liked, by the way, that scene in the attic where she's going to Annie, the woman that is, and saying, "I'm not going to hurt you." Kind of like, and the same dialogue that Ramona had, the exact same words, right?
Right.
The shadows were different. Did you see that?
I did see that, and that's why I wanted to ask you this question. The furniture being thrown around, like a poltergeist was doing it, or the actual woman in the yard. Is this movie telling us that her craziness, her willing to die, manifests so strong that the kids have even seen this, and that I'm like, is this movie from a different lens to where we see her just throwing around furniture, or is it that strong?
You're right, because there's the other interpretation is that she is both. Ramona is the mom and woman in the yard at the same part, but her delusion has it thinking that no, she's Ramona, she's not this woman, even though her kids have the same threat. So we could take it to her, maybe Ramona interpreting her kids' view as it being someone else who's making all these threats, thrashing or throwing around the house and things like that too, when it really was her the entire time. Maybe her kids have been or scared of her the entire time. All that doesn't help the case for the movie. It still leaves me very mixed.
Right, because this movie does not paint a good picture of her being a good mom,
absolutely
a good wife, or
not
a good person. This movie is the opposite of "Don't Worry, Darling."
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this movie is a very selfish woman who hates her children. And it's this funny thing, we don't understand why, right? Because when she's with her husband eating dinner, she's just like, I didn't want to move here. Like, I mean, she didn't give. I mean, she's like, and then he even said, well, you didn't like the city, you hated the city.
Yeah.
So that tells me that she's not happy wherever she goes, no matter what. So that's why I think she pulled the trigger at the end, because her happiness was that she was able to name the farm, and now she's happy. The lights are on,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Ooh, can we take, because there's a lot of metaphor in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Can you put the power out and then the lights coming on as the shift in her is?
Yeah, because the lights are on now. She's no longer dead inside. She's dead in real life. That's a joke, but it's true.
Okay, but go with me on saying that the theory that she's still alive.
Okay.
That
Sure,
the power is out, depicting her darkness. That it's absorbing now her family, because now her family is in darkness. Okay, and without power, and so they're kind of strapped for what they can and cannot do. Eventually, at the end of the movie, when she comes out with her new life, we'll call it that, and says that when asked, I'll be ready next time for when the woman comes back, if she comes back, and the power is on, depicting a new life, her new vision of
metamorphosing into a new.
Yeah, exactly. That
Sure. Things
are going to be better. Things are looking up. Things are uplifting in that part too. I'm just playing kind of the conversation part to you, because I really do feel that this was the intent, that it could be taken both ways. Unless the director tells me otherwise, I think
we're going to take it different ways. Yeah, I mean, I agree with it, but I take movies, and I don't know if this is a curse or not with me, but like I take movies at face value. You know what I mean? Because the directors shows us what they want us to see, right?
Yeah.
He showed us a mean mom, a bad wife, an unhappy person who verbally abused her children, who physically abuses her children because she's crazy, and she manifests as this woman in the yard that torments them for a whole day, and then tells her children to leave and go down the road, blows her brains out, and now she's completely happy because she's free of all this stuff. She's happy. She didn't even have her crutches at the end of this movie.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like it was a choice from the directors. It was the director's choice to not have the gunshot. It was the choice of the director to have the lights turn on and have Ramona backwards, right? I mean, there was a reason. So I hear what you're saying. I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying about she didn't do it. But with her being so dark in the beginning, she got what she wanted. She's selfless. Selfless.
Yeah.
That's who she is.
Yeah. And listen, she's selfish. Yeah.
Selfish.
And I listen to the same part. I have to accept that your theories are just as good as mine, right? Like she
Right.
probably did just as much as she probably did, and that's kind of the only enjoyable part of this movie that I can really say is that it's up in the air. Actually, no, I will say that a lot of the camera cuts were pretty cool.
It was not ugly. It was not an ugly movie. I mean, no, there were some good ideas, good editing, right? I was not complaining.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the issue then, Jordan. Are we left wanting more, or is it too murky of a story where we wanted less and more of it spelled out? Like,
No, we'll see.
is it a
this is
half-written story?
This is where you and I are going to split hairs on it. I think this is. I don't want more because I think this movie told me everything that it wanted me to tell me. I mean,
Sure.
she was unhappy. Yeah, she was unhappy. She killed herself at the end of the movie. She didn't care about her kids at all. She had a vision of stabbing her daughter.
Yeah, that was messed up.
And it wasn't like a little oh no, honey, don't touch the butcher knife. The stove is hot. It was a straight Norman Bates, man. So it's that's hatred.
Yeah, that is a different kind of dilute. That's crazy, is what that is.
Right. And when we saw her in real life at the dinner with her husband, she was a bee.
Yeah,
She was not a good
she
person.
was over it.
So, no. Popcorn rating. We got to do a popcorn rating on this one.
Okay.
So this one may or may not shock you, including the listeners, because we had a lot of film theory with this, right? So typically when you and I go film theory, we get a little nerdy and we give a high rating, right? But this is not film theory. That's good film theory. This is confusion film theory. So for me, I'm not going to watch this movie again. I have no desire to watch this movie again. It told me what I took it needed to tell me. There's no love for this movie. Meaning, I didn't feel the people making this movie actually cared.
Okay.
Yeah, truly. It's funny, but it's true. I don't feel the director cared. He was like, I'd rather be on set for Black Adam too. I directed The Rock, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem give this to Jordan Peele, and this movie would be a million times better. So for me, it's a small bag of popcorn. I don't like it. I've seen this kind of movie before, and it adds nothing to this. It's my psyche genre, right? It doesn't add anything new to it. The only thing I thought that was really cool was the powers of the woman of the yard. I mean, she's just completely powerful, cannot be destroyed.
Let me ask you a few things before I give my
Yeah.
rating here.
Yeah, sure.
So, would you have preferred, liked it for better or worse,
Yeah,
if the woman in the yard was not Ramona?
correct.
You wanted her to be Death.
Not just death, maybe something else.
So, a supernatural element to this movie.
It already is supernatural, right? Because there's furniture being thrown.
You're right. Excuse me. More of
But
a
you're right.
of
But
an
you're right.
more of
But
like
you're
an,
right.
like an entity.
Yeah, I mean, they're surrounded by cornfields, so maybe it's he who walks behind the rows, right? Chosen the corn
Okay.
reference there. Death himself / herself, right? Something like that. But for this to be her psyche, and for the children to see it, or they didn't. I mean, one of the kids, I think the son called it out. Mom, there's a woman in the yard.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, to me, that's poorly written, right? Because if this is her psyche, only she can see this, right?
In that part, would you have liked it more? Let's say that the death part is out, and that the woman in the yard is in fact Ramona. That
Okay.
it is one of those things where the kids aren't seeing this so much, or maybe rather that their interactions are never where both are in the room, both being the woman and Ramona, where their interactions are, you can see it at the end of the movie under second thought and glance that, anytime that they interact with the woman, that's the other Ramona. That's
So, do you remember? Of course, you do. In Fight Club, towards the end, when Edward Norton's fighting against Brad Pitt, and then we get the security footage of Edward Norton just throwing himself down the stairs.
oh,
and Brad
don't
Pitt's not there.
spoil it, man.
It's been close to 30 years. If you have not seen it yet, but you get the reference.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's what I want to see then, if that's the case.
But then you would
I wanna
be
see-
here complaining that you've seen this movie before.
Right. What I'm saying is that I want to see the Edward Norton throwing himself down the stairs. I want to see the scene where the kids are being afraid because the woman in the yard is throwing furniture around. But then we quick cut and it's Ramona just going, "Blah."
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna go that route, right? Like, or just flip it. Like I thought of this idea right when I was watching the movie. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Why not have the dad be alive? And the dad that's the one that's all sad, right? And then the woman in the yard shows up, and it's the ghost of Ramona because, there's a dark secret. And the secret's going to come out. Today's the day, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You've been having an affair with my sister, and I have cement shoes in the bottom of the lake. And I'm here to, kill you. To me, that would have been better.
Instead of this Babadook kind of movie that we're getting.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, nice job. You deserve a clap on that.
No, I stole that from the internet.
I know, but yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Though, make it that movie, right? Like, have a vengeful spouse's spirit come back from the dead. I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm confused about what the kids actually see.
Yeah, I get that confusion as well, too. I do appreciate the jump scares. I don't like how some people are online saying, oh, it's predictable, this and that. It's like, I understand that, but the fact that we're talking about what if and what was and what, like all of these questions, I feel like that kind of takes out of this whole predictable storyline. Because
Sure, I'll go with that. Okay.
because it is uncertain, and I think it's left uncertain for a reason, intentionally. So it's kind of tough. In that part, my popcorn rating, I want to lean a little bit more towards a small bag. I'm not going to rewatch this movie again. I do appreciate very much that it is really given us a lot to talk about. I do.
I will give it that, right? We had a good show talking about the theory of it. You're right.
But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, I'm still very mixed on this movie.
Yeah.
I just really is. I get what it was trying to show. I really appreciate the jump scares. I really like what they were doing with the lighting on this one. Good on ya. I think that's, again, we've said before that the production on this movie is very good. The acting is about as well as it can be in this movie. It was more just, I guess, just story or lack thereof at the same part. I feel like you said this movie is, 87 minutes? 88, hour 28?
And you did not disagree with me that an hour of that hour and 28 was just drag, nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like this was kind of a short script that was probably like a short film, a nice half an hour film, and then they stretched it into this.
Right.
Yeah, some scenes, some of them were pretty slow. Some of them were, I don't even know what was going on.
Right.
And it was just kind of, I don't know. I saw another comment online that this is Blumhouse attempted a 24 film.
This is a Blumhouse movie?
This is a Blumhouse movie.
I mean, I disagree with that comment. I mean, sometimes Blumhouse makes some good horror films.
Sure. Oh, yeah, of course. But not and sometimes A24 makes some duds.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yes, I know you would agree. But
Name one.
Midsummer.
I say 24.
You said that was you wanted the dud, right?
Was that an A24 film?
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. I will go with you on that because the only thing that's good about Midsommar is that opening. Oh my god, what a great opening.
Yeah.
I still think about that opening a year later. A year and a half later. So then if you and I are giving this both a small and we both are talking about film theory, do you feel that this should be nominated for like second look movie? Or probably not.
Possible. No, it's a tough call because I really do feel like it's just, I don't know.
Because traditionally in that category in our award show, a second look movies that we dog on it, but everybody else likes it.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's kind of reverse where we don't. It's not reverse. Or we don't really like this movie.
I feel like everyone will agree with us. Anyone that's watched this movie, I think, will agree with us. There might be the few that think that that really like this movie and think that we're kind of being too hard of a critic on this, but I think for the most part people are be confused by what they're supposed to be interpreting, and therefore they'll instantly just say bad trash movie and just dog on it. And I wouldn't give it that harsh of a rating. I just think that it's, I don't know, maybe trying to be too deep.
Trying to be too deep, yeah. I mean, again, I like other ideas of The Woman in the Yard being something else besides.
How about this?
Psyche.
Flat out. If someone came up to you and said, "Hey, should I watch this movie?"
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
No. You're not missing anything.
yeah. You're right. I would agree.
Nothing. No, yeah. So yeah, small. 100% small for me. Small for you then?
Yes, it's a small for me.
All right. Well, we'll see if we're gonna give a small or a no bag for next week's episode. From the time you're listening to this one, people, next week's episode is gonna be a humdinger. I said that.
Listen, instantly going to be a large bag for me.
I know it is. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download us wherever you get your podcasts from at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com. Eric, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll be back next Thursday for an awesome episode. Have a good night.
I'm getting death threats. You mean death threats? No. You need me. You need me. You've seen that video?
No, but
Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. I'm going to share my screen if I can. It's absolutely hilarious. Let's see here. Share my screen. Okay. See, this is why I like this, because this is what I want.
oh, that's better.
Death threats. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. Here you go.
What's the matter?
I've been
Can you
getting
hear it?
death threats.
Yep.
You mean death threats?
Not this time.
You are done me! You are done me on your way along! Done!
What's the matter?